Career, and founder and overseer of Ministries World. Today we are going to share a very interesting topic about on LGBT. I know most of you know what it means. This is issue where they are going against the Bible, and many countries are really struggling to ensure that they force governments to allow people to engage in that unholy act. You realize in Africa it is evil, it is immoral, but most of the Westerners seems to be moving in that direction and tying up with what they call human rights. It is really madness, and I think it is the role of the devil. These countries have lost values, and even some preachers, I was shocked the other day defending it. And I think it's the devil invading even the churches and all corners. But for today, to cut a long story short, I want to share today about this activity where we are having a testimony from one of the fresher high school student who just left school. She wants to share with us what has been going on in the girls' school, which she finished actually December, which is the other day. So the lady says, this young lady or young girl says, she started hearing about the LGBT while she was in Form 2, but she had not actually encountered it. She just had the stories and rumors. But when she was in Form 3, things started actually coming alive to her. And the thing according to her, is that it is an in-depth issue where nearly over 90% of the students in school are engaged in this terrible act. And at some point, she even said the teachers themselves have been overwhelmed by this issue. They know, but sometimes they don't have evidence. And even where we have CCTVs, these girls are able to even turn off or turn aside so that they are not captured. So they say the night is like hell. They do almost those things all the time, during the day, during the night, and whenever an opportunity arises, they are able to do those things. So it is really horrible. And now, without much ado, I don't want to really release a lot of information. I want you to hear from the lady herself as she gives her testimony. Just sit, relax, and watch it, and then after that, give us your comments on what you feel about this one, this particular issue.
Hi and welcome to Hope Ministries World TV. I am 17 years old and I am cis. I attended one of the following three schools: Angani Girls, St. George's Girls, and State House Girls. I was enrolled to the school in 2019 and I studied up to 2022 December. That was when I completed the 4-year course. When I was first enrolled to the school, I did not know about the LGBT society in the school, but I had heard stories about it. And when I was in Form 2, I had my first experience, and it was during the entertainment. And when I also went there with my friends. I thought we were only going to dance there, but I saw what I did not expect. The girls were dancing on each other with each other, and it was wrong. So I left because I did not want to find myself in such situations. And when I joined Form 3, the things got worse because almost 90% of the school had gone to that direction, and my closest friend had also fallen into that trap, and she tried to drag me in, but luckily I avoided it. I also tried to help her, but it did not work. The things got so bad such that in the night someone will hear voices when you're trying to fall asleep, you will hear people still talking, doing their own things. And I managed to escape all that because I had a group of friends where I was in the Christian Union, and yeah, they helped me. So the circle of friends that I had, they were good. So, and also I used to read the Bible a lot, and I used to pray. So that was my main strength. It was what enabled me to avoid such circumstances. Yeah.
What do you think lead people to these girls to enter into this thing? Are they taught, or how come you are saying a large population are engaged in it?
Okay, first it starts with a small population, but due to peer pressure, so other people who they don't have enough faith, they find themselves falling into such traps, and yeah, they find themselves doing those kinds of stuff. And also some people, when you ask them, they used to say that when they were at home, their parents didn't give them enough freedom to interact with boys, and they only interacted with girls. That led to them developing such emotions towards the girls.
But witness, how about I know the parents normally take children to church and all this, because at that age I think a child is in a position to know high school is a big girl. She has even learned about these things. How come they are still able to fall back into those things?
Okay, when someone doesn't have enough faith and they are faced with circumstances like peer pressure, they don't have a place to hold on to, so they find themselves just going in. Even though they go to church, it depends on the level of faith that they have.
Do you think some of them are, I remember when people are joining Form 1, some are monolized. Do you know mono? Or rather handled in such a manner. Do you think some of them are also forced into it, like senior girls in Form 4 forcing the junior girls in Form 1 and into it?
Yeah, that was also a main problem when I was in Form 4. One of my classmates used to go to the junior classes a lot, and it raised the attention of the teachers, and there was a barrier that was put between our classes and their classes to prevent the Form 4s from going to their classes, because the teachers noticed that the senior students are the ones who led the junior students to sin.
Do you think this saga, are the teachers aware? Is the administration of the school aware? And what are they doing about it? Or what were they doing about it since you have left the place?
Yes, the school is aware, and the teachers are also aware that those things go on in the school premises, and the measures that were taken were that when a student was found having engaged in in those things, the student will be expelled, and if the student was a Form 4, she will become a day scholar, which means she will spend less time in school and more time at home.
What action were the teachers taking to ensure they stamp out the menace?
They used to expel the students, and also they used to warn us. And when a student was found doing such things, they were separated and isolated for a while before being expelled. Now that used to scare the students a bit, so some of them used to avoid getting into such circumstances.
But since this is an emotional matter, don't you think they will always change their way so that they are not found? In your own experience, what do you think? For example, how did they used to camouflage themselves, or rather hide, so that this thing cannot be noticed by administration?
Actually, most of them didn't used to hide them, but they just used to be themselves, and they used to do those things even in broad daylight. But when the teachers were around, they used to pretend like everything is fine. They used to pretend like they're just normal students. They used to avoid less contact with each other. Yeah.
When you say daylight, can you give an maybe an example? How is it the daylight? Is it in presence of all the other girls?
Yes.
They do it in presence of the other girls?
Yes.
Where? Is it in an open place or are there hidden areas?
Okay, some used to go in the hidden areas, but
like where?
In the washrooms and in the bathrooms and behind the schools or in the field where no one
even outside the behind the building.
Yes, but
wow.
The ones who used to do them in broad daylight, well, they used to do it during entertainment. They used to find them doing their own stuff, and they never used to care that people were watching.
They wouldn't, because after all, many. What do you think is the number in your own school? There was something like how many students?
They were a lot. I can't even.
Is it 1,000?
1,000. Let me say. Let me say 1,000.
Or 800?
Around 1,000, because in my school we were 1,700. So let me say 1,000.
In your school it was 1,000?
Yeah.
700? Yeah. In one in the whole school population?
Yeah.
1,700? What is the percentage of people engaged in this? Would you say it was 500, or what is the number you think were engaged?
The number of students engaged in the act?
Out of that number?
Around 1,000 students.
So are you saying nearly everybody?
Yeah.
Are engaged? So like in a dormitory, would you find like how many of them engaged in it?
We used to be separated. The students that were engaged in those acts used to sleep in their own dormitories because they didn't want us to see what they were doing during the night.
So who will separate you?
No, they used to separate themselves.
They just go themselves?
Yeah, they go and stay with their friends. And sometimes if they don't sleep in the same room, during the night one of them will come to the partner's bed. And then
they don't close the door?
No, there are no doors in the room.
They are open?
Yeah.
Even at night?
Yeah.
Now, and with all this 1,000, so are you trying to say teachers were overwhelmed, or are they threatened in a way?
They were overwhelmed by the situations, but they tried hard to eliminate it in the school, but it was very difficult for them.
Did you ever see maybe Minister of Education or people coming to talk about it, or has there been a time where people from outside called to the school to come and maybe teach people against those things? Yeah, some motivational speakers and also some other organizations would come to the school. But I didn't attend that meeting. I was attending a geography lesson during that time, but the speaker that was in during that time I could hear the speaker was talking about that topic. So, yes. Do you think it had an impact, or it was just stories?
I believe it had an impact. Although the impact was not big, but I believe that maybe there was that one girl who sat and actually thought for a while that I'm doing the wrong thing. You
came in contact with one of them? Or you were just thinking?
Oh, no, I'm just thinking.
Okay. Now, going back to the beginning, the issue about this LGBT, do you think it is influenced by maybe outsiders? Do you think money exchange hands to introduce this thing to such a school?
Pardon?
Do you think maybe some outsiders come with money to influence people to practice those evil things?
I don't think so. I just think it's something that develops naturally.
No one is given money to induce?
I don't think so.
Yes. So, about your own experience, how did you escape this terrible thing? If it is 1,000 people of the 1,700, how did you manage to escape it?
I had my own principles, and
did they attempt on you?
Yeah, some of them did. There was one girl who came to me and she told me that she liked me, but I said no because I did not want to fall in that trap.
Did they want to force you maybe?
No, she wasn't forcing me. She just asked, but when I said no, when I rejected, she really hated me from then on.
You were never in contact?
Yeah.
Now, about these LGBT things, do they have a male and a female?
Yeah, in the.
I mean, what I mean is, even though both of them are the same sex,
Yeah.
is there a boss, the one that can behave like a husband or something?
Yeah. When there's a couple, one of them usually acts like the man in the relationship, and the other one acts as the girl.
And what is the role?
The one that acts like the man in the relationship, she takes care of her girlfriend, and maybe she buys her beautiful things, and she just pretends to be an actual man.
Oh, so she gives the gifts.
Yeah.
And the other one does appreciate.
Yeah.
Okay. And one other thing, how about do they snatch one from each other?
Yeah, sometimes they can.
Because I'm saying, assuming those who are males,
Yeah.
they get attracted to another, and what happens after that? What is the reaction?
If let's say the male gets attracted to another girl, and she happens to cheat with the other girl, and the girlfriend finds out, it will be a big problem, and she will get angry, and maybe she can even break up with
They break up.
Yeah.
Now, in the other side also, if the boyfriend, the girl boyfriend finds another girl boyfriend taking over a den, do they fight?
Yeah, they actually fight. I remember there was one time when they really fought, and it was a big issue in the school.
It went up to the administration. Or it to,
yeah, they knew. The teachers found out afterwards, because it was on a weekend. They were not in school.
So what action?
The students who engaged in the fight. Yeah, they were sent home. 2 of them were sent home. Yeah.
All right. So what do you have to tell the teachers? I mean the parents. About this thing. What do they do to their children? Or what ways will they, what action will they, what will happen to, how will they be able to check on their children to know whether they have engaged in this thing or not? How would they know?
I think that they will know by looking at the circle of friends that their children have, because the girls who engage in such activities, most of their friends are usually ladies. But some of them can also have guy friends. And I think that the parents should some parents are scared of getting into such topics with their children and talking about such things. So I think the parents must have courage and sit their children down and tell them what is the right thing to do. And also, some parents should give their children not too much freedom, but should allow them to
mingle.
Yeah, to mingle with both genders. Because if you ask some of the girls, the reason that they got into lesbianism was because the parents never allowed them to be friends with boys or just befriend the boys. So their only friends were girls, which led them to developing the feelings towards the girls.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So is that the end? Is that all?
Yes, that's all.
Okay. What can you tell the government?
The government.
What action do they do to ensure they assist the schools? Or what policies should they put in place?
I think that maybe there should be strict rules against such activities, and maybe members who will be found having engaged in such activities should face the law. Yeah.
But how about I thought these schools have matrons. What is their role?
Yeah, some of the matrons are actually pretty old. They were pretty old in my school. One of them. So the girls would trick them, and they would make them run around the dorms the entire time. So when they will get tired, they will leave, so that they will leave them alone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome.